and welcome to the British Wheelchair Basketball Women's League highlight show for the final time this season. I'm Stephen Jameson.
And I'm Jude Handley, and we're here for the final weekend of the Women's League.
We certainly are. It is all to play for this season. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's coming up on the show. Coming up, it has all come down to this. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3A and Division 3B will all crown their champions, and we've got all the highlights. Wow, so on that evidence, it really is all on the line, all to play for this weekend.
It really is. But before we get into the action, if you're new to the sport, here's everything you need to know. Take a look at this.
Wheelchair basketball is similar to basketball in many ways. The court size and hoop height are identical, as is the scoring system. 2 for a basket and 3 for a long shot beyond the 3-point line. The rules are largely similar too, although travelling works slightly differently in this sport, with players only allowed to propel themselves forward in their chair twice without bouncing the ball. This sport is non-contact too, although chair-to-chair contact is expected and allowed within reason. This sport is inclusive and caters for absolutely everyone, so a system is in place to balance the teams. Each player is individually classified according to their functional ability on a scale of 1 to 5, and teams are only permitted a set total on the court at any one time. The league is divided into 3 divisions. Division 1 contains 5 teams, Division 2 contains 4, and, brand new this year, Division 3 contains 2 pools of 4 teams. The divisions will end their seasons with the playoffs, which will determine their champions.
So then it all comes down to this. It's time to get our highlights underway this weekend, and we start in Division 1. Who is going to end the weekend top of the pile in the division? We kick off the highlights with CWBA versus Vixens.
This top of the table clash doubled up as a title decider as the Vixens looked to rein in CWBA, but Shiv Fitzpatrick got the Coventry side off to the perfect start with this basket. Vixens responded well, however, as Claire Griffiths managed to find her way through the defence to set up Leanna Adams for this score. But CWBA were proving to just be too strong, and they managed to extend their lead as Vixens gave Joy Hazelden too much space to dispatch this shot. CWBA were well in front, but it was Vixens who had the final word as Claire Griffiths converted this free throw. But it was too little, too late as CWBA confirmed the victory and the Division 1 title. Titans and Steelers were next up in Division 1, and Steelers got off to a great start courtesy of Katie Morrow. Titans hit back though as the ball was held up well just in time for Fee Tillman to arrive and put up 2 more for the London side. Jordana Bartlett's pinpoint pass then found Jessica Pilkington close in, and the Steelers number 24 doesn't miss from there. Titans did get 1 back through this layup for 2, but it only shortened the deficit as Steelers came away with a 60-30 victory. Vixens were looking to bounce back after their defeat to CWBA as they faced the Angels of the North. Vixens started well through this well-worked basket, but the Angels struck back through Robin Love as the Vixens defence was split wide open with this pinpoint pass which left Love free. Amy Conroy then burst clear and she raced through to lay it for 2. And Robin Love's free throw kept the Angels alive, but it was Vixens who came away with the victory, winning 63-44, cementing their position in second place and ending the season on a high. The Angels were straight back in action versus the Titans, with the London side still searching for their first victory of the season. It was Angels who started off the better of the 2 teams as Robin Love's scrappy play set up this score. Titans managed to come back and they took the lead for the first time during the game with this basket from Helen Turner. Titans extended their lead even further through Pauline McDonald's great shooting as they looked on course to secure that elusive first win. Titans let their guard down towards the end of the match as Angels got a basket back, but it wasn't enough as Titans secured victory, winning 56-48. CWBA were ready to celebrate winning Division 1, but first they had to face a tough Steelers opposition who had a point to prove themselves. GB teammates Joy Hazelden and Jude Hamer combined well at the start of the game to give CWBA an early lead. Another GB international, Leah Evans, got on the score sheet herself and this free throw to keep the Steelers in touch. Jessica Pilkington then threw one up from range on the right side as the Sheffield side threatened to spoil the party. The CWBA though held their nerve, taking it 51-42. I spoke to Shiv Fitzpatrick after the game.
Okay, so Shiv, in the immortal words, you started from the bottom and now you're here, top of the league, league champions. How do you feel?
Yeah, pretty amazing. Definitely didn't think we could do it when we started the season. When we joined this women's programme 4 years ago. We thought it would just be a bit of fun, something we developed. We started off in Div 2 and now we just became the league champions. Pretty amazing feeling.
How have you managed it? What's been the secret? Because obviously you were 4th last year, and now you've gone to the top of the pile ahead of the same teams that you faced last year. What's changed?
We've changed the team a little bit. We've got a new player, Jutema, who's, she had a game of 37 points last weekend, and this weekend she had games of 20 points, 23 points. You can't really complain against that. We've also booked some training sessions, so now we know how to learn, play as a team. And I think we've just gelled. We know how we work, we know how we play, and it just really shows when we've won all our games.
It certainly does, and heading into the playoffs in Worcester, you guys really enjoyed it last year, I know, but are you out there to win it this time?
Yeah, definitely. I think if we don't win it, we'll be disappointed. I think if we can win the league, then we can win the championships.
Best of luck with that, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
At the end of a thrilling Division 1 season, it is the CWBA who make the transition from bottom to top, fending off competition from last year's top 2, Vixens and Steelers, who end up 2nd and 3rd respectively, while the Angels have enjoyed a fine maiden season in Division 1, finishing 4th. The Titans end the season in 5th and have a match against the Division 2 champions to decide their place next season.
Well, that was some way to start the show. Can Division 2 follow in those footsteps? Let's find out.
First up in Division 2 is Steelers versus Angels of the North 2. With all 4 teams in the division separated by just 6 points, it was still all to play for. It was advantage Steelers in the first quarter as they gave themselves a comfortable lead. Angels struggled to find a way back into the match but had this great score to show for their efforts. But Steelers carried on their momentum throughout the game, winning it 52-20. The top 2 teams coming into this weekend, Blackhawks and Titans 2, then faced off against each other. It was the tabletoppers Blackhawks who got off to the better start through Rosie Williams. The Titans kept themselves in it throughout, helped by counter-attacks like this one, but then Williams helped herself to another score as the Blackhawks won out in the end, 43-32. Angels 2 were out for revenge against Steelers 2 as they faced each other for the second time this weekend. Things didn't look good for Angels though as Steelers carried on from where they left off with this early basket, and it only got better for Steelers as they added another score in swift succession to extend their lead even further. Angels reacted well though and scored a few late baskets of their own, but it was the Steelers who held on to win, 56-23. Another team out for revenge was Titans 2 as they were just edged out by the Blackhawks in their last match. It was Titans who got off to the better start with this for 2, but the Blackhawks came back strongly and retook the lead with this basket. Despite the good start from Titans, Blackhawks were dominant late on, and this score helped them to victory, the Division 2 league title, and in with a shout of being promoted to Division 1 for next season. After losing their first 2 games this weekend, Titans 2 were looking to get back into winning ways against Steelers 2, and they got off to the perfect start with this basket. Steelers showed they were not to be underestimated though as they clawed their way back into the contest with some great scores of their own. After suffering 2 defeats to the Blackhawks, Titans finally got back to winning ways, securing a 46-38 victory, but it was Blackhawks who came out victorious overall, winning the Division 2 title. I spoke to Blackhawks head coach Pete Bull.
Okay, so Peter, massive congratulations, champions of the Division 2. How do you feel?
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The team were brilliant. We've got a lot of beginners, developing players this year, and they've worked so well as a team, and that's the secret, that's the magic, working as a team.
Yeah, you mentioned you've had a lot of beginners play. What has been the secret to getting them into the squad and getting them playing to the standard that you expect?
Well, confidence, believing in themselves really, and telling them that they're capable of playing at that level, and that's all it is really, making them believe.
Yeah, and you've got a very, very interesting game coming up, the playoff for the place in Division 1. That's coming up at in Worcester. How much are you excited for that?
It's going to be very, very interesting. A lot of our players are involved with their team as well, so yes, it's going to be a very passionate. If we end up winning that, I could end up walking home from that, so it'll be very interesting.
Can I tempt you for a score, Chris? Do you think you've got what it takes to take it into Division 1?
It's going to be tough, but we will go in there, heads up high, and we'll work really hard. Hopefully, you never know, we could bring it home.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, thank you.
A very happy Pete Bull there, and when you look at the table, it's not hard to see why, as the Blackhawks top the league with an impressive 16 points going into that playoff with the London Titans from Division 1 very soon. Titans 2 pushed them every step of the way to the end, with Steelers 2 finishing 3rd, and the Angels 2 completing the table in 4th.
So 2 divisions down, but the action isn't stopping just there. Still plenty more to come on the show, and we start with the highlights of Division 3A.
On to Division 3A, and we start off with the Angels of the North 4, who endured a difficult weekend overall. First they faced the Eastern Blue Stars, but struggled to convert enough chances in the match, eventually going down 20-8. It didn't get any easier though, as they faced the informed Stoke Spitfires next. They managed to score this basket late on, but the Spitfires were just too strong, winning 44-4, leaving the Angels finishing 4th in Division 3A. Eastern Blue Stars are next up in our roundup, and Blue Stars had not given up on winning the division themselves, and they started off brightly against Angels 4, scoring this basket and winning convincingly 20-8. However, results elsewhere and a disappointing result against Melton Stallions prevented them from any chance of winning the division, as they lost 33-24 and finished 3rd overall. Stoke Spitfires came into the weekend full of hope, and with their mascot cheering them on, they had every chance of winning the division. It was a close contest between them and the Stallions, but they were just edged out by Melton, losing 40-34. They managed to get back to winning ways though against the Angels, securing a 44-4 victory and finishing 2nd overall. Melton Stallions came into the weekend 1 point ahead of the Spitfires in the division, and were looking to wrap up the title early on in their weekend against the Stoke side. They got off to a great start with this basket, and they ran out 40-34 winners eventually, securing the title with a game to spare. Stallions were in buoyant mood as they faced the Eastern Blue Stars in their second game, and it showed on court. Fran Ray attempted a late audacious shot for 3 points, but just missed out on the buzzer. But it didn't matter, as Stallions already confirmed victory, winning 33-24 and finishing 1st in the division. We then spoke to victorious player coach Fran Ray.
Okay, so Fran, we spoke to you in the first week as a new team to the league. You were hoping to win it, and now you've gone and done it. How do you feel?
We're all absolutely ecstatic. We couldn't be prouder. I couldn't be prouder of the team. We've all worked really hard throughout the year, and everybody's happy.
And what's been the secret to your success? 100% record throughout the season. That's pretty impressive.
Just teamwork throughout the whole season. We've just worked hard together, not given up on each other. Even when the times got hard, we were one of the games against Spitfires, we were down and we just pulled together, worked hard together and pulled it back.
And how much have you enjoyed being a part of the league this year? As a new team, have you enjoyed the experience?
It's been absolutely fantastic. There are some new players for our team. They've gelled into it. They're really happy to be a part of the league. Yeah, it's just been great.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Well, what a debut it has been from the Melton Stallions, as the Green Machine topped the table just ahead of the Stoke Spitfires in 2nd place. The Blue Stars enjoyed a solid season, ending up 3rd, while the Angels 4 team ended up in position 4.
Now it's time for the final division of the show. It's time to find out who finished on top in Division 3B.
On to Division 3B, and we start with the London All-Stars, who played just the one game this weekend, and that was against the Bristol Bisons. They competed well with the table toppers and scored a basket of their own early on. Bisons proved to be just too strong for them, despite another one coming here, but the All-Stars ended up just losing 34-28, and they finished up 4th. Next up in Division 3B is Angels of the North 3, who also played just the once this weekend, and that was against the Bears. It was a close contest between these two teams throughout the match, and the Angels struck first through this free throw. The Bears slowly took control of the match though and saw out the victory, winning 31-23. Angels finishing 3rd. The Bears came into this weekend knowing that 2 victories out of 2 would see them with a chance of winning the Division 3B title. They got off to the perfect start against the Angels 3, scoring these 2 baskets which secured them their first victory. The Bears struggled to cope during the title decider, however, as the Bristol Bisons finished up eventual winners, with the Bears losing 13-54, the Bears finishing 2nd. Bristol Bisons were the informed team in the division, winning their previous 4 games before this weekend, and they carried on their momentum in their first game against the London All-Stars, winning 34-28. Bisons were clearly full of confidence going into their last game and title decider against the Bears, knowing a win would secure the title, and they confirmed the title in style, beating the Bears in the last game of the weekend 54-13, much to the delight of the players and the coaching staff. And we spoke to a very happy Bristol Bisons captain Chrissy Rapsey after that match.
Alright, so team captain, we have just won the league. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I mean, the girls played really, really well. They listened to everything that my coach I asked for. We worked together. Everybody had the ability to take shots. Everyone knew how to do everything. It's just amazing, especially for our first season, that we managed to do so well.
Yeah, it has been an incredible first season for you guys. What's been the secret to that success?
There's no secret, it's just hard work, hard training. We're lucky enough to have a lot of our players that train together with their National League team. We've only really borrowed a few players, but they seem to gel really, really well. We try to welcome them as much as possible. We already know how they can play, so we're just using their strengths with our strengths to win it.
And talk to me about that last game, title decider essentially. Were you nervous going into it?
Definitely. I was nervous. I obviously couldn't let that show. I'm nervous, the players are nervous. So I went in and just told them, you know how to play, you know how to do this. We played them before, so we can do it again. Again, everyone just played really, really well. Don't let nerves show, and it kind of helps.
Yeah, you won that game pretty comfortably in the end. That means you are the champions. You move on to Division 2. How excited are you for your next season?
Oh, so excited. I mean, we've asked the borrowed players if we can use them again, and they're ecstatic about it. They're really happy. All the girls are so chuffed. They've all just ran off to tell their parents and their family and friends, and everyone's just so excited about it. We can't wait for next season.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
And it isn't difficult to see why Chrissy was so pleased, as the Bisons topped the table with a 100% win record. The Bears went into the final game of the season still in with a shout of winning the league, but they were just edged out, while the Angels 3 and the London All-Stars rated by their head-to-head record in 3rd and 4th.
So then, that's it. Another Women's League season has come to an end here at the Wildcats Arena, and what a season it's been. We hope you've enjoyed watching it alongside us.
Congratulations to all our winners and to everyone who achieved their goals this year.
Yeah, it's been another brilliant year, and to keep up with the sport outside of the Women's League, make sure you head to the website. That's britishwheelchairbasketball.co.uk.
Also, don't forget to check out the All-Star game that happened this weekend on the British Wheelchair Basketball YouTube channel.
Yeah, don't miss that. Some great action to be had there, and some great action to be had at the playoffs in Worcester, which is where me and Jude will see you next. But until then, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.